Welcome to r/petty revenge, where if you can't think of any pro revenge, maybe being a bit sassy is more your style. So I hope you enjoy these stories of people getting petty revenge or even petty karma. Please like and subscribe for more content. So up first is the story by user LSCRX. Steal my parking spot? That just cost you 20 bucks. Way back in the late 90s, I was at my local shopping center, patiently waiting for a parking space with my indicator on. I was in the parking aisle facing the shopping center, and the car backing out of the space I was waiting for was near the front. They were backing out slowly. I was waiting patiently, and the moment that they stopped reversing, but hadn't pulled forward yet, a Miata came racing past their front bumper and parked in my spot. There were two 20-something guys in the Miata, and they just laughed and walked away when I told them I had been waiting for that spot. Whatever. I went ahead and looped to the very back of the aisle and found a spot pretty quickly, something I regularly do now. On my way past the Miata, I saw a folded $20 bill on the ground. My lucky day. I was a teenager, so that was a lot of money for me. I only made about $5 an hour at the time. Just as I was putting the bill in my pocket, I saw one of the Miata guys come popping out of the Seattle-based coffee shop looking frantically for his lost money. Now, I didn't see the Miata guy drop the $20 bill, but you wouldn't need to be Sherlock Holmes to deduce that it was his. I walked right by him with a smirk. Any other time, I would have absolutely offered the found money to someone obviously looking for it. So, what I normally do when I go shopping at Walmart is I tend to park further away from everyone, just because I do not like parking next to people, because I work at a local casino and some people don't know how to park. And also, what job paid $5 an hour back in the late 90s? The second story is by username Spooky Bean Burrito, with apologies to anyone who sews. I was raised by my abusive grandparents. My grandfather isn't worth mentioning, and my grandmother died when I was 15. She had an aneurysm while in the toilet, dying with the same grace she had while alive. I'm in my mid-30s now, and I don't often think of her, but I do keep one small petty habit. Grandmother was a seamstress, and her most prized possession was a pair of super sharp, fancy, expensive dressmaking shears. And on a side note, my mom and my grandmother sews. Well, my grandmother did sew when she was alive. And I also sew too, but I'm more of a hand stitcher, so I do more needlepoint. And oh yes, scissors like that are expensive, but it is worth the money. Anyway, I once used them to cut paper, and she made me sleep on the porch for a week. For those who have said this seems like a random punishment, she was abusive. If I was going to be an animal, then I should be treated like one and sleep outside. It wasn't about the scissors. It was about me existing in her line of sight when she wanted to lash out. When she died, one of the few things I asked for were those scissors. I have used them to cut everything but fabric for the last 2 decades. I use, or ruin, them in the kitchen, for crafts, for projects around the house. The other day, I used them as a hammer when I was too lazy to grab the toolbox. It's stupid and petty, but nothing beats the tiny spark of malicious glee that I feel every time I use those blank scissors to cut duct tape, and then pry open a paint can. Here's to you, Nana. I hope you went to heaven because I know there's nothing you hated more than the happiness of others. So, the OP added some edits. Edited to add. Thank you all to all the commenters. It's been 20 years since she died. I've had a lot of therapy, become part of a loving family, and I have a wonderful, interesting life. The best revenge I could have. I still have the odd time when childhood trauma raises its ugly head, but even my worst days are happier than any day when she was alive. The scissors are just something that makes me laugh and a good reminder that she can't actually hurt me anymore. Thank you for all the warm wishes. Be good to each other, and may you all have health, happiness, and the occasional joy of petty revenge. So the third story is by Dr. Parkwood 1. This is pretty short. Cat food sandwiches. Back in 1987, I worked at a manufacturer of pressure vessels in Dayton, Ohio, with a pretty rough crowd of welders. In fact, most of them were motorcycle club members. I worked in the office and would bring my lunch every day. I would put it in the office fridge. After a few months, my sandwiches started disappearing, leaving me a few carrots. After 5 days of theft, I decided that 1, I would keep my lunch at my desk, and 2, I would put a decoy sandwich in the fridge made of Wonder Bread and canned cat food. After 2 solid weeks of the decoy sandwich being taken, I made a final cat food sandwich, and in the sandwich put a note explaining the ingredients. The food theft ended after that. So, what I don't get is, how did they not smell the cat food? Because we have 4 cats. One is my own. It's a cute little calico cat. And whenever I have to feed them, or my face just happens to be right there by the cat food, like, you can clearly smell that it's cat food. So, whoever was stealing OP's sandwiches must not have a great sense of smell, because I have no idea how you can miss that. And the last story is by username Artsy Chicken Nug. And this is, after 23 years of mistreatment, mom uses grandmother's sorry petticoats as guinea pig bedding. I literally found out about this yesterday, and I'm still laughing at my mom's pettiness. My parents have just finished up an incredibly messy divorce due to my dad having several mental illnesses that he refuses to get treated for, stealing marital money, being emotionally and financially abusive, cheating, and a plethora of other crap. For as bad as he is, his parents, specifically his mother, are worse. How is that a surprise? The garbage my paternal grandmother has put my mom through could be its own post, or its own novel, to be honest. But let me try to provide some context. We are Indian, but my parents immigrated to America after marriage and had my sister and I in the USA. My grandma kicked my mom out of the apartment after mom gave birth to me, threw her passport in her face, and told her to get the heck out and go back to India since she thinks she's so smart and independent. Grandma denies it ever happening now. Last year, when my grandparents visited, they stole a lot of valuable stuff from the house to make sure it wouldn't go to my mom in the divorce. They also got their green card so they could officially move here, and left behind suitcases full of their clothes. My father and his parents have lived to make my mom miserable for 23 years, and she has finally gotten free. Once the house sells, we can officially go whatever NC means. The only thing I can think of is North Carolina, but I am not sure. With that whole side of the family. However, we can't do that until the house sells. Now here comes the petty revenge. My mom was cleaning the house for another house showing when she found my grandparents' suitcases full of clothes. She took all of my grandmother's petticoats, used when wearing a sari, and tore them up, and we now use them as bedding for my two guinea pigs. Anyone who has had guinea pigs know that while they are adorable, they are stinky and love to poop and pee wherever they feel like it. I know it's a tiny revenge, but it makes me so happy to know that my piggies are frolicking amongst that witch's torn petticoats, and when she finally comes back here, she won't have anything to wear. Lamau. Holy crap, I did not expect this many people to enjoy our petty piggy revenge. Lol. Thanks for all the supportive comments, messages, and awards. Since a lot of people are asking, here. Hopefully that link works. It took my mom, sister, and I a long time to get to this point, but now we're all happily chilling with our various rodent children. We probably won't be sending them pictures of our handiwork or interfering with their green cards just because we literally don't want to interact with them ever again. But if we change our minds, you'll be the first to know. Also, since people seem interested, I might post some more stories of my very crazy paternal family, so be on the lookout. Please cross your fingers. Please keep your fingers crossed that this house sells ASAP. Bonus cute rodent content. Here is my sister's little hamster, Percy. So I grew up with a hamster, and oh my god, they are stinky. My mom also had a hamster at the same time, and my dad jokingly named her Stinky, and that name, I guess, stuck. I am sorry if I mispronounced the word sorry. It could also be Sari, I am not sure. And I am also not sure what NC means. I am not good with acronyms. I hope you enjoyed my first 4 stories of petty revenge, and I look forward to doing more. Thank you, and please like and subscribe.